The S204 C63.
Yeah, a load of old rubbish that one.
Yeah, who don't
Right,
like
Sam,
those?
behind the camera.
Imagine buying one of those.
Yeah, imagine.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Evo podcast episode 46. I'm reliably informed because that comes after 45. I'm joined this week by Yousuf, Dickie and John.
Hello.
Stu.
Yousuf stepping in for James, who's gone to file some copy.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of copy. Yeah, as usual. How have you all been? Obviously, we've gone through your medical history.
Yes, no, I'm all right. I'm still alive. So that's good.
Have you recovered in the few hours since the last podcast?
I have, yeah. Yeah, I've got changed, everything. Yeah.
Different man. What have you been up to? Let's start with you, JB. You've gone back 25 years since we last spoke.
Yes, it seems not that long, but it was 25 years ago. I drove the original road test of the BMW Z8, a car that I've not seen in all that time. It just seems to have, they built quite a few of them, but they just seem to have vanished.
Yeah.
So I did the launch, which was in California. I think it was LA, and
Rubbish.
yeah, yes, it was. I think it was February, somewhere around there. So we left grey old England and went to sunny California, and it was we managed to blag from Beverly Hills Aston Martin, a competitor car. So we got Aston along as well.
DB7?
7.
Volante?
It was a Volante,
Yeah,
V12 Volante, which was okay. And the Z8 I thought was better, but I did pick up something on the plane. I wasn't quite, 100%. I was a bit ill from the flight, 11-hour flight, recirculating germs and things. And
First class, probably then. 11
Yeah.
hours of boozing.
yeah.
Old school launch. A couple of
Yeah.
days to just acclimatise.
Pick something up on the flight. It was a glass of white wine.
Yeah.
And I didn't put it down.
It was a very nice shot.
Probably you kept picking it up.
But anyway, did the test, got the shoot in the bag with Andy Morgan, had a bit of an interesting ride back to BMW headquarters. They were tracking the car. We didn't know this at the time. But we sort of disappeared off and done a twin test, and then made a beeline to save time to get back because we were already late by the time we set off, and ended up going through the not such the nice parts of LA. Found ourselves
Straight out of Compton.
yeah, traffic lights in Compton
In a Z8.
with the hood down. Two fresh looking white boys. Hello. Excuse me.
The airport.
Tell me where the airport, the hotel is, please. So anyway, there's a big sign: shoes for $1. So yeah, it was quite an interesting ride back. Anyway, thought the car was good. Gave it 5 stars. A few months later, somebody here, hi, road tested it, didn't get it, and I think we gave it 3 stars. So it went down from 5 to 3.
Ooh,
So
that's
it's
quite a
probably a 4-star car would be about right, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Is that the biggest drop we've ever had?
I'm sure it is.
It must be, yeah.
It's
What didn't you like
It's of
about it,
autocar proportions. Isn't it?
Ah.
This car's brilliant. Oh, no.
I just didn't. It seemed such a weird thing, but I suppose it was a resto mod before
Resto mod.
resto mods, wasn't it?
But it wasn't the concept, the hardtop coupe thing.
They did 2. They showed 2, didn't they? At I think it was Tokyo. They showed a bubble-topped fastback, and a convertible, and only the convertible made it through to production. It looked pretty much like the car that we saw at the show when it came into
It was just
production.
such a curious thing, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Because it took a lot of M5, but then it dressed it up in this slightly weird retro-looking
Yeah.
body, but then it had all their aluminium
Yeah, a
chassis tech that
Yeah.
they'd never used before or
Then
since. So it's
didn't.
like a technology showcase wrapped up in a retro. kind of roadster.
That sounds like an amazing recipe now. Like E39 running gear.
Yeah,
In a retro 260
Yeah,
convertible.
that sounds
I'm
great.
with you. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a 5-star
It was
car.
just,
Yeah.
I think, bearing in mind, 25 years ago, I'd have been
25 years younger.
late, very, very late 20s, I suppose. So it was all a bit kind of Beverly Hills dentist spec,
Yeah,
if
And
not just...
I guess also we loved the M5. So
Yeah.
we were very familiar with that lovely manual gearbox and the waffly V8. And it was that, but in something which should have been more exciting.
And I think Z3M coupes and things which were a bit rough around the edges, but like quite aggressive, and this was really quite
soft, wasn't
mellow, and which would account for 25 years later when I drove it. I was like, oh, this is quite nice. It rides
You've
really
adapted
nicely, and
to
it
the
goes really
Z8.
well, and it.
Yeah. So when they have one at the headquarters, BMW headquarters, went to pick it up, and then we drove across to Salisbury Plain, met you guys, and it felt pretty good. It still felt pretty good. But I did discover something which I probably haven't shared with you. The original cars had run flat tyres.
Okay.
And they're probably no longer available, probably because the quarry that they were made from has probably stopped producing them. So it's on a proper Bridgestone rather than the run flat Bridgestone, which would have made a difference, I'm sure.
Because those early run flats were diabolical, weren't they? They
ruined a whole generation of BMWs, didn't they? Really, really hard.
It was an amazing, like looking at it now, when you get this quite a lot of carryover stuff, but then there's quite a lot of bespoke stuff to the car, and they made a few thousand of them, didn't they? It wasn't like a really short run, but even so, it was a huge commitment, and it was really polished, actually, much more so than I remember at the time.
And oddly, they didn't fit a slippy diff to it, but it has fantastic traction.
Interesting.
So all of these things, drove the car again. It's actually pretty good. Dropped the hood though, because the hood looks...
It looks so weird. It's like so upright. The narrow, like I seem to remember them looking wider and those really slim rear lights. But it looked very narrow and a bit sit up and begged. And then as soon as you take the roof down, it looks...
The roof did look like they wanted to bring it to market without one, and then last minute went, actually, we're going to have to, it occasionally rains in California and Florida, we're going to have to put a roof
also, that where they did with the Panamera, where the boss kept getting in the back and said, no, take the roof up, take the roof up. So there's loads of headroom. But anyway, the car was really good, and I think we've agreed to put it up to 4 stars. Coincidentally, one of the ex-BMW PR people I met for a coffee after we'd driven the car and wrote the story. And it was based, well, the looks of it were based on the 507, which wasn't a success for BMW. It almost ruined the company, almost bankrupted the company. And this didn't sell, he said, this didn't sell as well as they were hoping, even though they sold 5,700. And he said they actually went down to about 35 grand from 80 plus.
Yeah, they were big money at the time, weren't they?
And now they're at 200.
Yeah.
So they've kept their car all this time. It's got about 30,000 miles on it. It feels really tight. So that, the aluminium chassis did work, even though they didn't use it. But if you'd have picked one up for 35 grand, I mean, let's face it, it's hand built, aluminium chassis and body, totally bespoke, apart from the instruments and a few other bits and bobs around the interior. It's it's a pretty special thing.
Yeah.
So it was good to get back into that. It was a lovely day like this as well, sunny day. Yeah, not much to
criticise anymore.
No.
Any other cars that Dickie's given a kick into, then you've had to...
Oh, there's going to be loads right now. I can't even now.
It's interesting, isn't it?
I've got a list somewhere.
Yeah, a long list.
I keep a list of these things.
But it is that over time, isn't it? That
yes.
And also at the time, you're comparing it with its contemporaries, which will be harder, faster. There would have been 911 turbo cabs and all kinds.
It's exactly the same as the Z4M coupe. When it came out, you think, well, just get an M3. Stop messing around, just get an M3. But now it seems a very cool way to enjoy that lovely straight 6.
They're still not that dynamically. They're a bit flawed still, though. Whereas I think that, I don't know, I think different points in your life when you drive a certain car, they maybe make a little bit more sense where your expectations not. I thought it was going to be a sports car rather
proper
than
hot rod sort of thing.
Well, it makes
rather
sense.
than a sort of luxury, cruisy, soft top.
I mean, if you've gone to all the effort to save over 200 kilos on the mass, you expect a bit more from the engine and everything, don't you, I suppose?
Things, if they did it today, it would be a M car, and it would probably be too far the other way, wouldn't it? It'd be too hard, it'd be too aggressive.
Didn't Alpina do one that was more of a GT, which is weird?
That's messes
Well,
with
that
your
was,
head.
that was an auto, wasn't it? With
It
their
was.
funny Touchtronic like button shift gearbox and stuff.
And it wasn't the M5 engine either. It was their B10 engine.
Right.
So less power but more torque.
Okay.
Is that the 4.4 engines.
I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it just wound everything off.
Yeah.
I think they sold most of those in America.
Right.
That was the success of the
Beverly
model.
Hills Dentist.
Dentist, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I sold about 550 of those, and everybody thinks, oh, that'll sort it out, Alpina. No, they went the other way.
They've gone the other way, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Keeping on the theme of cars with no roofs.
Yeah.
You drove 3 recently, not in weather as good as John's, I noticed.
It was pretty good. I mean, we had some rain on the second day. But yeah, it was the Morgan Supersport, Porsche 911 Targa GTS, and the Maserati MC Pura Cello, not the Muck Pura, the McDonald's menu item. But yeah, that was interesting because I think
interesting mix of cars.
Yeah,
3 very different ways of being. Well, not for us, but for you to ruin your hair.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, very different price ranges as well. So we've got Morgan's about 100 grand. The 911 I think is 150 these days, and the MC Pure is 220 or around there. So we did arrive thinking, right, we've got these cars here. What is the story now? Because they're so different, such different shapes and approaches. But by the end of day one at least, I was actually quite torn between all 3 of them because I enjoyed them all equally in a weird way because they all go about their business so differently. So the Morgan, I'd driven that E90 last year.
That had a fixed hardtop on that one, though, didn't it?
Yeah, so this was the soft top. I think you can, for extra money, you can have the hardtop and the soft top
Right.
As an option. But E90, I love that car. I just thought it was such a refreshing way to drive. It looks amazing, but it's just a different flavour, I think. And I think it calls back to lots of elements of driving that you miss in today's sports cars because it likes to move around, it rolls, and it's got lots of feedback and everything. So yeah, I drove that first, really enjoyed it, and then you get into something like a 911 GTS, which is totally locked down, totally precise, really grippy, instantaneous in everything it does.
It just happens to have a slide back roof.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the Maserati, which was, I think we've had a bit of a weird relationship with the MC20 and MC Pura over the years because initially we loved it, didn't we?
Yeah.
E90.
Car of the Year winner.
I think we love what it stood for and the fact that Maserati were back doing something that level, and then everyone else was going hybrid and
more complexity, more weight.
Yeah, I think we fell in love with that, and then you sort of.
It hasn't aged. It hasn't aged very well, has it? It seems to have been. It was right at its peak, right out the box, but then it's just been left behind by everything else.
Yeah,
I think.
So MC20 to Pura, what? Has anything significant?
This is a short answer.
Or is it still? Does it still have the same?
It's got the same flaws. I think the one that we drove, we did a test with 4 sports / supercars last year, and we drove an MC20 then, and that had done like 10,000 miles in the hands of journos. That was quite a tired car.
100,000 miles.
Yeah. But this car being a lot fresher on the mileage side, it just felt a bit tighter and a bit more consistent. But the fundamental flaws are there, like the brake pedals really, really long, and inconsistent, and the body control seems to either be very loose in the softer settings,
or sharp,
or really, really tight and quite jittery. But I think overall, I warmed to it over this test because I thought, well, you can knock it back in the GT mode, and yes, it's quite relaxed, but you could do big distance in it quite happily, and then you ramp it up, and it really is like a really exciting, old school supercar with a real edge. Like getting out of the Morgan on a wet road into that, you suddenly realise that you have to have your wits about you, and it's really sharp and instantaneous. And the turbo comes in, you've got to really catch it and be on your game, which I really enjoyed about the car. And I don't think there's many modern supercars that make you feel that
it's
way.
Quite old school, isn't it? In that regard,
I think that's what sort of made it rise above everything on that car of the year test. Is it felt not, we like it because it feels old school, but it felt like an old school car for 21st century, if that makes sense. It was quite edgy, but you had to drive it. It didn't do much for you in terms of It gave all the feedback you needed, but you made the decisions.
Would you have? I know the sort of theme for the test was the open top nature of them. Would you have the open versions over a closed version of either of them? Do you think
I think
it gives you more than it takes away, or
I think in some well, the Morgan, I think, because it's all about the experience of driving it rather than just pushing everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't think you really miss like the extra rigidity of the hardtop that gives you. And I think it suits the vibe of the car, having no roof and kind of flowing and enjoying the way it looks, the way it is to be in and everything. The Targa, I've always found with Targas that you put the roof back and there's like a horrible resonance in the car. I think because you've got a bowl of glass behind you, it catches all the air and makes it really horrible at speed. And that drowns out the engine noise, which you get when the roof is up. So there's lots of little things that are a bit annoying about driving that, but the way it looks is really cool.
They do look great.
They do look mega. You have a Targa over a Cabriolet, but Cabriolet seems to, even when you have the roof open, its wind noise is so much better controlled.
It is, it's better than the Targa. So when I actually wanted to enjoy driving the Targa at speed, I'd put the roof up, which seems a bit of a waste of time. It's like, just get the coupe. But the Maserati is more, that's almost like a Targa actually, in that it's just a panel above your head that disappears. That had less buffeting, and you can also do the little drop-down screen behind you.
Yeah.
Do you have to remove the panel, or does
I was
it
going to
fold
say,
like
it's like a folding hardtop. Yeah.
When you say it disappears, is that just...
Just do that, and it's gone.
Not a CVR.
Yeah, but the turbo noise on that car with the roof down and everything, it just brings it to life.
Yeah.
So I think, with the Morgan and the Maserati, I'd definitely go with the fold-away roof option.
Yeah.
But the Targa kind of doesn't really make sense to me. And the GTS is quite a hard-edged car anyway. And I think if you're going to have the roof down, you maybe want something a little bit more chilled and
mellow.
relaxed.
Probably a Carrera S or something, don't you?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But all three cars, I mean, totally different. And they kind of play into all the cliches that you'd expect. So the Morgan it's a bit of a novelty and it's really good fun. And it is very capable for what it is. But there are flaws, like you get in the Porsche after the Morgan and suddenly you've got a rigid body and it's not clattering over bumps and it goes exactly where you point it and there's no slack in anything. The Porsche was the most capable car, I think, the most accomplished and rounded car.
Isn't it?
But you had to push it really hard to get that reward from it.
Yeah.
Whereas the Maserati just felt really special and it had a few quality issues. So like I think the boot lid, when you opened it, it chipped the kind of cover for the rear roof. The corner of it, so it's just like little niggles like that. The reverse button pushed it and it went straight into the center console, so little niggles like that. But then
it's like proper, like how Italian cars
used to
be. Exactly.
I can remember taking a Maserati convertible. Would have been the one that looked like a 3 Series, whatever that was called.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And 420 or something like that convertible.
Early turbo sort of.
Yeah. Viv and I took one down the A3 bypass, swapped seats. He pulled the handbrake up and that fell off.
Right,
And he was like, It was like,
I think it's like
this always happen?
Maserati owners and Alfa Romeo owners are kind of interchangeable, aren't they?
Yeah,
I've got a friend who's got an MC20, and every time we're out about one, and I'm like, oh no. But it's like he knows that, but he still has the car.
There's so much to love about it anyway.
That. I love the fact that you're so smitten by something.
Yeah.
And I know if you were, outside a bar at Le Mans or something, and there'd be endless Ferraris and Porsches, and the dude who turns all dude out, he'd say it's up in a MC20,
exactly.
Well, that's the same, isn't it, with the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, isn't it? M3 after M3, you can come past on AMGs and stuff. Yeah. But whoever turns up in the Alfa Giulia is the coolest person, aren't they?
I think with a special car like that, I mean, at the end of the day, you're not buying it for the quality of the plastics and the infotainment and things like that. I mean, with a 911, I think it's different because that's a car you probably use a lot more often.
That's probably an only car for a lot of owners, isn't it?
But something special, I think you can look past it a lot more easily.
It's like owning a classic car, I suppose.
Yeah.
It just happens to be a brand new car.
Yeah,
It is. You're basically buying the engine, aren't you? Because it is a fabulous.
Oh, it's
Fabulous V6.
incredible.
It's kind of F40-ish, isn't it? I think the way an MC20 goes down the road.
Yeah, it's quite intimidating to begin with. Like when the boost comes in the wet.
Yeah.
It's one of the few modern supercars I'd like to drive a manual version of. Like, I can't imagine wanting to drive a
296 or an
296
Artura.
with
Yeah,
a stick, but I think an MC20 or Pura with a manual box would be.
That'd be awesome.
It would add even more to it.
Isn't there a firm in Poland that's doing manual conversions for Aventadors, or I think is doing? Wonder if they can do one for an MC20.
That'd be very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would play to it would take your focus off absolute commitment.
Yeah.
And you'd just be enjoying the car.
And slow everything down a bit
and
as
you
well.
couldn't pile into a corner and do everything at the same time.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a nice.
With the hazards flashing when you're on the
yeah,
brakes.
that is the single most annoying thing of the whole thing, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Bloody hazard lights flashing every time we hit the brakes.
Yeah, but particularly on that car when you're never quite sure how much brake pressure.
Exactly,
you need to
yeah. Yeah, it's like you kind of press them initially, like, right, I'm not slowing down quite enough here, and the corner's arriving. So you almost do a reverse trail brake. You push the brake harder as you go into the corner, which is not what you want to be doing.
It's, not that much.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I think for the Morgan to even be in that conversation is a massive achievement.
Was we found on Car of the Year. It's such an accomplished car, isn't it? It's the step up from, we talked about this a few episodes ago, the step up from the +4s and the +6s to that. It's almost from a different car company. Or
I think they were always desirable, weren't they?
Yeah.
You love the idea of it, but the reality of the earlier cars didn't quite live up to it. And now they're still quite quirky, aren't they? They're not a conventional sports car, the way they steer and ride, but they're more than good enough to be an alternative to a Porsche or BMW or something. Definitely.
What colour was this one?
It was the same car that we had at Ecosia,
Oh,
so it was the purple.
Yeah, but they're just taking the roof off.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that's such a cool car.
It is, honestly. I remember you following me when I was in the Revuelto.
Yeah.
I was like, those lights just aren't going away in the mirror. Like, what is going on here? I'm like, like all the way through the gears.
I know. And then we were only keeping up with you because we didn't know where the hotel was.
Yeah,
We didn't.
yeah. Full commitment.
Me and Damien, we didn't have nav dial.
Oh, right, of course. Yeah.
We just wanted to get back to the bar.
Nice.
In case they ran out of beer.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting because I think this episode will come out, unless I'm about to break an embargo, with the new 911 SC, which is Andreas Pruniger's latest project, which the next 911 Speedster. So that'd be interesting. It's got the RS engine, but its emissions means it has to be detuned to just 508 horsepower.
Oh, fine.
But manual gearbox
Nice.
to keep the weight down. And the doors couldn't have standard doors because its weight was going to tickle over the homologation weight, which meant it had to be crash tested. So it's gone to quite a few lengths to get this car through. But that would be the Speedster was always, I think, it caught them a bit by surprise of how many GT3 customers really enjoyed it, and it seems that they've gone to town a bit more on this SC. So that'd be interesting in sort of that. We can be a bit sniffy sometimes, can't we, about open top cars? Like, get the coupe, it's stiffer and stuff, but actually you can get more from it more of the time. Just
I think
you've turned up in a. We've forced you to turn up today in a 12-cylinder.
Yeah. Someone had to. Yeah.
But you don't have to. If the sensation of driving that from Ferrari's place up to the office with the roof down, completely different to
So much
in
more
a coupe,
special.
because in the coupe you just feel, well, this car can do so much more. And
And I'm sat here
but
enjoying being in it, but not much else.
but not
really.
hearing anything.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It just brings you closer. It's cliche, isn't it? Just brings you closer to what's around you when you've got an open top car.
I think people that are at level with these cars, they always, it goes against, like, journalists always say coupe this, coupe that, don't they? And owners and collectors always seem to gravitate towards the Aperta or the or a Spider or whatever it happens to be. And I think whether you've got one car or a big collection of cars, I think it points to the more enjoyment more of the time, doesn't it? It's if it's a quick Sunday morning zoom around in half a dozen other cars you've got to warm through from your collection, or you've just got a weekend off and you want to make the most of it, it's not always hardcore head banging kind of driving that you want to do, is it? So I sort of struggle with speedsters and 911 stuff. I don't know whether it's because they always look quite heavy now, don't they? Because the rear deck is quite high and so much broader that they don't necessarily present how you know they're going to drive, because you saying, well, it's a manual box and this engine, and you know it's going to be awesome to drive and it's going to sound amazing with the roof down. But maybe 911s are
they always look
they're a particular sort of car, aren't they?
Yeah.
They make a particular sort of statement. So I know you look like an idiot if you turn up in an RS with wings all over it, but they're sort of our kind
It's
of
very singular.
our kind of idiots, rather than an open top version of it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if we had one out like today, beautiful weather and decent roads, and in one of those, it would be mega, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would sound mega as well, which is the key. Talking of things that sound very good.
Yeah.
I was helping you do some of the photography before you had to sort of disappear off into the bowels of the NHS.
Bowels being Vantage S.
Aston Martin Vantage S, which is it? Adrian Hallmark, when he came in, said they needed to have a broader range of models within the model family, so you didn't just have Vantage and DB12 and Vanquish, so you get DVXS, DB12S, Vantage S. Is there enough of a difference or is it just a trimline? And
What is the difference then?
It's a bit more power, so it's, I don't know what it is in pound, shillings and pence, 680 PS and 800 Newton meters. So DB12, because there was always a slight distinction between DB12 and Vantage. So DB12 had a bit more. This it's gone up to that.
it's now entry level DB12, isn't it?
So it's a meaningful amount more, but not night and day. And then the rest of it is it's fine tuning. I think that the cars are so sophisticated now with all the 6D dynamics. Everything's in the calibration, isn't it? So they can dial things up and down. There's solid mounts for the subframe. It's all it's like geeky engineering response and just the do you notice the rotational kind of energy in the car? It's always been a car that really wants to turn in, and it's just got that bit more front end, but the rear end is everything's brought up in harmony, really. So it's just that bit more agile. They've done some quite interesting things with the throttle, so it's got a longer travel and a slightly stiffer pedal to give you a greater sense of connection. And I guess with throttle by wire, and so throttle pedals can feel a bit dead and artificial, can't they? Or you feel the map in the pedal where you get all the response at the top and then not much more. Whereas I think they've worked really hard on those sorts of things, but none of it is. It's not like the regular Vantage is lacking in power or turning or traction, or so it's not a night and day difference at all. But everything has just been dialed up that bit more. So as a whole, I think if you drove the cars, regular one and S side by side, you'd definitely find the S was the sharper, more more dialed in.
Yeah.
Is there enough of a distinction between the two cars for a customer to go, actually, I prefer the calmness? And
I think it probably there needs to be. They need a slightly softer one, and the S, and then they probably don't need the one in the middle. Almost, I think it's like Porsche's got the luxury of they've got different types of turbocharged engine, haven't they, or naturally aspirated engines, or a manual box and a PDK box, which completely changes the character of the car. But if your fundamental recipe is the same, like powertrain is the same, the dampers are the same, but different calibration, and there's only so much you can do. Really,
because there's sometimes when there's it's not always been as successful. You've got a BMW M3, a competition, a CS, or if it's M4, up to CSL, but sometimes the step up takes more away than it it gives, the bit it's giving is at the cost of quite a lot of other good
Yeah.
bits
I
of
think
the car.
I think the
isn't it?
BMW analogy is probably quite similar actually, because they're working with the same recipe as
Yeah.
well, aren't they? Same engine,
Mhm.
same gearbox. So they've just, but I think the way Aston have done it, it's not like trying to be a GT3 or a
No.
really significantly hardcore. It's not trying to be a track car. All the same. So it's still got the same switchable sort of incremental traction control, but I think all the calibration's been slightly changed there as well. So they've just brought more out of the car. But I think they're getting very good now at all the changes they make. It's a very kind of homogenous uplift in everything. But when you start at such a high level of performance, it would need to have 750 horsepower or something for you to go, bloody hell, this is much quicker than the...
Yeah.
So I don't know, like if I had a current Vantage, I don't know if I would feel compelled to upgrade to an S, but maybe if I hadn't committed to a regular one yet. I think manufacturers are always caught, aren't they? They try and put more models in, but I think maybe at the level Aston Martin is, they don't want the popular plus.
No,
They just want the top tier car anyway, because they're all that much more money than they.
It's that thing you have to offer. You need to have a entry level or popular plus to get people to buy an LX or a Gear or whatever it is, don't you? And that was the brilliance of
I think
Ford's
things will make
marketing
more
and-
sense. I'm sure they'll roll out equivalent models. They've done it with they boosted the DBX a little bit, didn't they? And then I think there'll be other stuff that will come maybe over the next few years that will make more sense of that. Well, actually, we've got a number of choices here of Vantage and a number of choices here of DB12. It's a cracking car. It's so exciting, and like until you learn to relax with it, like bloody hell, it's kind of
full on.
wiping your palms a little bit. But then it works really. It's much more exploitable than it should be. And I think
Was it on track and road or just on track?
we did a little bit of track for photography,
Okay.
but it was driving up to Wales and doing
nice.
stuff up there. So it's a lovely car. It's a really desirable thing.
Yeah, the Vantage, that generation of Vantages, isn't it? And it's just adding. I guess it's the equivalent of a midlife facelift, isn't it? Bit earlier on.
It seems quite soon, but
Yeah.
it's been around for a little while, hasn't it? But I think it's not. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be rushing to trade your. If you had the earlier gen twin turbo V8 Vantage and you wanted one, then yeah.
But if you've got a current Vantage,
If you've got
on,
a current one, I don't think that the step is.
it's not
I'm trying to think whether it's like a 992 turbo to turbo S possibly, but then I don't think there's as obvious a shift in character.
I mean, that's an interesting, because that car's coming into market now, isn't it? The 911. You've driven the 911 Turbo S.
Yeah.
And
It's a sound thing.
it sort of feels like the Aston is sort of getting itself ready to go up into that market.
I think
Like,
it's
give
nice
a
they're
bit
doing
more.
it without hybrid, and it's a very straightforward, easy to bond with, easy to understand, pure.
Does it feel more
car.
sort of natural, organic? So you've done last year a lot of time with all the variations of AMG GT, which obviously share a lot of the powertrain dubbings.
It's a much more aggressive thing
Than even
than I would say than the 63.
Yeah.
And dynamically, it feels lighter and smaller and shorter and just more agile and more. It's much. Well, it doesn't really have a rival, does it? Because it's got so much more performance than pretty much every 911, apart from Turbo S.
Yeah.
And the way it's packaged and the way it drives, but yes, I'd say it's a big step above the Mercedes. It's more like if you imagine Mercedes followed the previous GT sort of front mid-engine transaxle
That kind of character.
layout. They've kind of picked up where that left off, really, I think, in its attitude and ability. But I'm sure we'll put it in some
we should
tests
sort
soon, won't we?
of work out what to put it up against and where it fits. We're going the other way to cars that you can't do anything with. Pre-driver mode days. Well, I think they had some. One of them had one sport button, didn't it? You've just spent a week with some very old school John Barker V8 engine cars.
Yeah, well, who wouldn't like a very small saloon with a very large engine?
Yeah, so this was
V8. That's
a V8 test we pulled together. Lexus ISF.
Yes, that was delivered to my house.
Audi RS4 B7.
Yeah, I'd like that
Vantage.
delivered to my house, please.
BMW E90
Well, I did
M3.
have that delivered to my house, but then I couldn't go on the.
Yeah, BMW E90 M3.
Yeah, that was back in the day. That was better than the two-door.
Yep.
As I recall.
And the S204 C63.
Yeah, a load of old rubbish. That one.
Yeah, well, who don't like those?
Behind the camera.
Imagine buying one of those.
Yeah, imagine the thought process.
I mean, what were you thinking?
No, they were surprisingly different, and it's just weird to think, with all the downsizing that's going on now, that was definite upsizing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But that was an era, wasn't it? It was
We
not
did
only a
not-
horsepower arms race, but a cylinder arms race.
We did not appreciate what we had with those cars. Then.
No.
When the RS4 got delivered to my house, it's like, oh my god, that is like it's the perfect daily driving exotic car. It just so small, but just pronounced enough
Yeah.
and muscular enough that
Yeah.
you know, and it sounds just beefy enough that you know, but it doesn't dominate anything. And then you
Yeah.
settle into it and just put a key in the slot, press the starter, and it's just, you feel it through the whole car.
I
It's
just love the fact that they made a V8 that sounds like a V8 but revs to 8,000 RPM.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
perfect as far
In a
as
saloon
concerned.
car.
Rather than these flat plain cranks that sound like 4-pot.
Yeah.
That's just a waste of effort, that is.
Yeah.
So yeah, the only complaint about that car, I think, for the whole 4 days we were up in Yorkshire, was the fact that it was the wrong colour for Aston.
Right. Okay.
That was pretty much
That was
it.
great, wasn't
I
it?
loved it. It
Yeah.
looked great.
Yeah.
I know, that's
Yeah.
proper spec
What was
you'd
it,
pick.
Daytona grey or
Daytona,
something
yeah.
with silver rims?
Yeah,
Looked
you'd pick
brilliant.
it, wouldn't it? You'd definitely pick it.
Did it have that special hydraulic suspension? Is it VRDC or something?
Ooh, don't know about that.
Dynamic ride control?
It was
Something-
super
Oh, that was
competent.
that was B8, wasn't it? I think that was
that
that
B8?
generation afterwards.
Okay.
Had that.
It was
So I know
super-
lots of people put them on coilovers,
Mm.
or maybe that's the one afterwards.
I think that's the one after.
Yeah, yeah.
It's one my
okay.
brother's got down to him. That
Oh, right. Okay, fine. Yeah.
No, it was super competent, but not in a boring way. I ran an E92 long termer, and then I can't remember which way around it was actually, and then the Audi
Yeah.
RS4, and I expected back in the day to enjoy the M3 more because I thought it's going to be. But no, the Audi, just the poise of the thing over all sorts of different roads,
Yeah.
so competent, such a really lovely engine and gearbox to use as well. It was
That
just
was
fantastic.
the sort of green shoots of Audi being dynamic cars, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That could ride and handle rather than just feeling crashy and
Yes.
pretty inert. I think they'd
Yeah.
started to really get on top
Yeah,
of all of that.
I suppose the R8 at the same time as well. That was, it showed
Yeah.
that they knew what they were about.
What was it? A 56 plate car, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was a lovely thing then, and you think, God, it's such a desirable car
Yeah.
Yes.
now.
Apart from the convertible, possibly.
Oh, the waste of those engines.
What
know
was
you can
the
hear-
what was the Lexus like? Because that's always the one that gets
Lexus.
forgotten about,
Yes,
isn't it?
the
The ISF.
Lexus. Well, not wishing to give away all the secrets of the test. The Lexus turned up on vintage tyres.
Oh,
So having said that, the way it behaved was really good, really approachable,
Mm-hmm.
very easy to play with. But there was definitely, they were all offering different things. Although there were all these compact saloons with V8s, they were all offering slightly different things. So that was full auto. It had a GT saloon interior. It was more comfortable.
Yep.
It was the sort of car that you could use, being a sort of Toyota, you could just do hundreds
that
of
was the
millions
thing,
of
isn't it, that-
miles in it.
it was still a Lexus, so it had to have a Lexus interior. Whereas today, it's like, it's going to have a sporty interior, and we'll throw out all the stuff we're known.
Then Sam's Merc, they are just such good fun. They are big characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and your brother's M3, totally different car. Couldn't be any more different. Couldn't be any more different than you are similar, you and your brother. Yeah, but yeah, one's like a scalpel down the road. The other one's like a sledgehammer. You know, what do you want to what do you want to use today?
What did the RS4 do better than that M3? Because I've always loved that E90.
Matt Jenkins's E90 was slightly tweaked, so it was even more sporty in feel. I think he has Olin suspension.
Because the saloons were softer than the coupes as standard, weren't they?
This wasn't.
This
was tweaked up and tightened up.
Okay.
And down the road, I mean, it's such a sharp thing. You know, the engine's sharper and the best sound out of all of them. If you like an American V8 that's been tuned for track work, that edge to it.
Snap to them.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was fantastic. Very precise bit of kit.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Merc, just that 470 horsepower in that size of car, but much softer in every other respect. So it really is what suits you. What's the flavour that you really like?
It's funny, wasn't it? Because they sort of Mercedes stepped away. Because all those 4-litre V8s it was in parallel with a DTM series, wasn't it? Which were the same, and the BMW engine complied to the same engine design as the M5, didn't it? So 500cc pistons, because they developed all that from their F1 stuff, and Audi kind of did their version of that, and then Mercedes is like, oh no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do a 6.2, and
that was
totally
AMG's engine, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was the AMG engine, and that they'd done the SL55. Supercharged that, and they just wanted to produce something that did about the same horsepower, but naturally aspirated. And I think that's why they ended up with 6,200 cc's. And it's ludicrous. It's such a
they're all exceptional engines as well, aren't they? You think how many they made across all of those cars to commit to engines with that. You can sort of just feel the tolerances and everything, can't you? They're made to a
almost blueprinted
standard,
each one, isn't it?
that's higher than an average
I mean,
engine.
I remember the first time going beyond 6,000 in the Audi.
Well, V8s didn't rev, did they? Prior to that, you would never expect a V8 to rev like that.
No, and there's the sharpness of the M3 engine with the DCT box, which apparently was designed for it, so that it was made as a package, although we all prefer the manual. The sharpness of the snap of the shifts is unlike any of the other cars there. So
what was the Lexus like? Because the LC 500, so the really space age looking coupe, beautiful interior and all refined and luxurious, but it sounds like an absolute lunatic
weapon,
like a proper race engine V8.
Yeah.
What was the ISF?
The ISF is a real character, and the engine brings most of the character to the car. It's a 5-litre, so it doesn't rev as high. And once you've been in the other cars, you expect once you get that
bit
kick,
more of a crescendo.
Yes, and you just don't get that. It starts beeping at you, and the little lights come on in the tacho. So I think it was the softest car. It was the car that people probably imagine the Merc would be with the 6.2 litre, but it's not. The Merc is a really poised car. The ISF just didn't seem to have had the same sort of development commitment to the sporty side of it.
Because that was their first go at a proper performance car, wasn't it? There was nothing before that from Lexus.
But it was the ISF and the GSF, wasn't it? They did it the same, similar sort of window.
Yeah.
ISF was the first one they really made any serious noises about, wasn't it? Being a
because then it went on. They did the RCF as well. You ran one for
that was great fun. That was really, again, proper kind of unexpected character.
And a very confident in being what it wanted
I
to
loved
be.
it.
It wasn't trying to be an
such
AMG
a weird,
or an M3.
weird mix of ultra high quality finish and just you knew everything. You could do a million miles in it and nothing would get shiny or and the looks were sort of, I quite like it, just a bit a bit quirky, and the engine was like so much more expressive and vocal than I thought it would be. But I guess they kind of hit their stride a bit more by that point. So they knew there was a place for a sporty Lexus, whereas a bit of a pathfinder, wasn't it? I think
it did feel, as I say, the final edge on everything hadn't been applied. So the way the seats were slightly shiny, slightly slippy,
sliding around.
Yeah, the gearbox, although it was the first 8-speed, I think they claim. On the downshifts, you'd get that moment where you seem to be freewheeling. As you're coming into a corner, you've asked for the downshift, then it goes,
the revs would pick
and
up,
then you seem to just lunge slightly forward. So everything, certainly compared with the BM, and then the Merc does the easygoing car just as well. And then the Audi is just sort of seems to bring the whole concept together.
I was surprised how in the time I did drive the RS4, how it does feel like a R8 touring kind of vibe to it, with a nice manual box, and I know the engine's slightly different, but the same. They're very much cut from the same cloth.
Absolutely, definitely come from the same mother.
That would be a great 2-car garage, wouldn't it? Very R8 and an RS4.
And it is such a polished thing, like you say, the looks, it all comes together with that car. But as I say, you could pick any of these cars. The ISF, it's a Japanese car, it's a bit of a cult car now. Apparently they were being imported in quite big numbers, certainly more than they sold.
Well, Ethan, who runs the website for Eva, he's got one who keeps talking about selling it for a Corvette, and every time he cleans it to get ready for selling, he's like, I'm going to keep it.
So it's that's a rare thing. You don't see the RS4s around that much, do you?
No, I think they've got into that, or I'll have one and park it away.
I think, they're collector cars, aren't they?
Collectors. The BMWs you see, obviously they sold a shed load of them, and the AMGs, but even those, you're seeing less of them.
The saloons are very rare, I think.
Yes.
The E90s.
Where everyone just went for the coupe, didn't they?
Yeah.
The coupe or the cabriolet everyone went for.
We ran a silver 4-door, didn't we? And that just seemed to soften the car quite nicely. And make it more had more traction and more slower responses, so you could play with it.
In my head, like looking at the specs of the cars and kind of what I've seen in terms of what I've read and things, I feel like the M3 would be the most exciting car there.
Exciting, but the thing about it is it has less torque than the other cars.
Right.
So when you're trying to do this was the thing I found when I owned one, or rather ran one for the magazine. Even if you come up to your favourite wet roundabout, you got no torque to kick it early.
Right, okay.
So you're getting it late, and then you're already quite high on the revs, and then you run out of revs. So it all gets a bit snatchy and a bit sort of, oh, come on. This.
Whereas like the Merc is very relaxed and you can do whatever you want with
the
it.
Merc, it's sort of sideways before you've seen the corner.
Yeah. Sam's loving that.
Is that why he posted the other day that he was getting new tyres fitted? Although interesting, John, it was the front.
It was front tyres.
The front tyres?
I think that's a disciplinary for Sam, isn't it?
The front, I don't remember using the front tyres. That's all. Must have been somebody else, mate, on the test.
Driving it in reverse.
The M3 is definitely the most you.
Yes.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you like the commitment, so you'd get it from the car, because you'd have.
And I'd be in the zone where it's working.
You'd have to give it more. I think you'd like the extra kind of
zing,
that just the snap that you get from the engine.
Yeah.
I think it's a racier car than the
Audi
or the Merc,
and certainly the IS8.
Audi's probably somewhere between those two,
but the most rounded.
It's got the nicest bits of both, say, and then with puts its own spin on it. It's the only stick shift one as well.
It was,
in the test.
It was. You can have a manual M3.
No, lovely cars. I do think, I sort of...
As you said, I don't think we realised what we had.
Well,
you
I
never
think
do,
because
do you?
No.
I remember you came from E46 M3,
Mm-hmm.
which was such a great car in its
Yeah.
day, and that engine is wonderful.
Yes.
And then it was the E92 was that a bit bigger and didn't quite have the sort of muscle tone in the body. And then you thought, well, why have they gone? Why have they put a big V8 in it? They've gone too far from the same old, isn't it? Go from an E30 to a E30. Well, I should have put a 6-cylinder in it. And then, but I distinctly remember at the time they seemed excessive in a not necessarily in a bad way, but I don't know that we needed. Don't know if you need. But now you look at them, and they're still very compact cars, but they have that sort of first V12 Vantage Aston joy of a smaller car with an inappropriately big engine.
It was that weird time, wasn't it? Because BMW also stuck their V10 in the M5. Audi put a V10 in S6. But then they put the V8 or a version of the V8 in the S5, which was which you would have thought on paper that's great.
That was
444 horsepower.
I quite like
Is that
the
RS5?
That
No,
was,
there was an
RS5,
but
as well.
the S5
The
was
S5
lovely.
was much the better car.
That was a really nice car.
Okay.
The
but more of a
RS5.
GT than a...
Yeah.
Oddly enough, back in the day with the RS5 against ISF, Merc, and Audi, I think,
Yeah.
and it got 3 stars.
Okay. Yeah. Until you get
I was
5.
nowhere to be seen. It's context, isn't it? But I think they were always special. But I think when you're looking back the other way, you maybe appreciate some of the things that you didn't see at the time.
The BMW is the smaller car as well. Feels narrow, slightly taller than the others.
I'd love one of those BMW.
They're very cool. It's a car as well, still from an era of if you know what it is, you know. But everyone else goes, that's just an old BMW.
They were nicely modest, weren't they? Like you see an M4, M3 or something now, and it's like they're
all green and like white body.
That is a big car, isn't it?
Lumpy bits of sort of aero.
Whereas the RS4 looked like no other A4. It had the arches, it had the grille, it had that sort of stance. And
but still subtle and not over the top, I don't think.
I think
They did an S4 as well, didn't they, with the V8? So
Yes.
it didn't have the listed arches. They always look great with the Avus alloys and stuff.
There was a sport button on the ISF.
And there was a sport on the BMW, was
There was a sport button. There was an S button on the Audi as well, which crisped up the throttle response.
You could crank up the shift speed,
Yes,
couldn't you,
that's
on
it.
the
Yeah,
on the
BMW.
BMW?
On the V10 M5, that was from comfortable to oh my god.
Yeah. I've broken the gearbox.
At least the gearbox was broken for the engine.
Yeah.
Sacrificial gearbox.
So, okay, which one would you...
What would I choose?
Which would you choose?
I think the Audi's the roundest performance car there. Beautiful damping. I love the sharpness of the M3, but I love the indulgence of the Merc. I just think it's...
That's John not answering the question. I think you'll
What do you love about all 4?
I would probably the Merc. There's more of me in the Merc.
Okay.
But I love the
I know
Audi.
you couldn't make it, but you had one delivered and...
I love the Audi. I think if it was something I was going to use more than I was going to own and keep and polish, then I'd probably have the Audi. But if I had the Audi, I know I'd miss the BMW. So I'd probably, in my circumstances now, I think I'd get the M3 because it would be a bit more, for the moments you drive it, just
Saloon or coupe. Or cab, you're getting old.
Cab, DCT cab. I'd probably have the coupe because I just fantasised that it was a GTS, even though I can't afford a GTS.
Slap a wing on
The
it.
thing is, the touring effect, the Merc looks so cool.
Yeah.
And unexpected almost.
Mm-hmm.
And the Audi looks just fabulous as a...
And I think on that test we had the best the looking
Of
of all
each.
the derivatives.
Yeah.
That's true,
Yeah,
actually. Yeah,
potentially,
yeah.
yeah,
think.
yeah.
So you think you'd
I
go
th-
towards the M3?
Yeah, I think M3, just because I think I'd get lots out of the other cars for 90% of the time, but that 10% where you really want to drive hard and enjoy the car, I think the M3 would probably give
Yeah,
a bit extra.
it's a young
We're one
man's
week
car.
into Yusuf's married life, though, aren't we? So
Yeah,
come back
yeah.
next week. Yeah.
Lexus,
Did Lexus make a touring version?
the most reliable.
Yeah. Isofix in the back.
That's comfortable ride.
Yeah.
Good for trips to IKEA. Right, on that note, before we give Yusuf reasons to unmarry himself if he can, John, Dickie, Yusuf, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Stu.
Thank you everyone
Cheers.
for listening, watching, like, subscribe. Do whatever that does for the algorithm, because we've got no idea. I don't think anyone at YouTube
Sam knows.
does.
He just
Sam,
doesn't.
Sam knows. He sort of gives us something to write about. So thank you very much, and we will see you all next time.